Hello VC, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna go through this stack of finds from the whole month of August and probably July too. I've been really excited to make this video and I just really haven't been able to, but finally I can show you this insane stack of records. This is absolutely the best recent finds video I've ever made, which I know I've said that before, but this is ridiculous. You know, this is like top shelf stuff. Before we get into it, if you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. I'm really close to 2,000 subs. I don't know what I'm going to do for it yet, but yeah, I'm almost there, which is pretty sick. So, let's just get started. Found this in a guy's basement. Went to this yard sale. It was from a guy who owned an antique store. And yeah, he had a bunch of records in his basement. This is one of them. Can't Buy a Thrill. I picked this out and then I was looking through them later, like before I was about to buy them. Saw this advanced copy there. Took the disc out. Is a white label promo. And I flipped out. I was so excited. Got this for a ridiculous price. But isn't that amazing? It just been sitting in some guy's basement. Pretty sick. This from the same place, King Crimson, In the Wake of Poseidon. I've had a reissue of this for like the longest time, years. I've never been able to find a copy, and I finally found just a nice US copy. This has some of my favorite songs just ever. Cadence and Cascade, beautiful, perfect. And of course Cat Food is just up there with my favorite King Crimson songs. This is a pretty cool one. Yes Songs. Got it for really cheap. Didn't have it. Triple LP live stuff from the Close to the Edge store. Joni Mitchell. Clouds. Believe I pulled this from the basement too. This is the best folk record I've heard in a very long time. I was really blown away by this. I guess I wasn't expecting to be, but I don't know why I wasn't, because it's Joni Mitchell, obviously. This is a reissue, but I don't really care. It's fantastic. Absolutely amazing. I've been kind of going into the folk realm lately. Not so much with the finds that I've had, but just in the stuff I've been listening to, and this definitely helped me get there. This is absolutely a phenomenal record, and this record goes for like probably $5, but this is one of the most influential records for me, like in my terms of my taste, that I've ever bought. 10 years after, you know. I kept this copy of Her Mind because actually my copy wasn't that clean, and this came out on the Duram Product of London label, and I didn't even know that existed. So I just thought that was kind of cool, and this is like a nerdy record collector thing to do, but it's pretty sick. And this is an absolutely killer bluesy hard rock record, or more of a hard rock and blues record. But every song is fantastic, and this is just amazing. Really, I played this like every day when I first got it years ago, and I just fell in love with 10 Years After and blues and hard rock and stuff after this record. So very influential in my taste. This next one was sent to me by Adam from the band The Freight. I've had this for so long, and I really apologize for not getting this out in my YouTube video earlier. But yeah, I've listened to this a couple times, and this is a great record. Adam plays guitar, I believe, and yeah, it opens up with a great track. Opportunity, very nice. My favorite track on this album, by far, I think, was Somebody. Killer hard rock and music. There's a lot of really, really great hard rock stuff going on here. Great, more slower type songs on here too. But it's just a really, really, really solid record, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Adam, for sending me this. I'm thrilled to have been thought of when you're thinking of people you wanted to send your album. And Mountain, Nantucket Sleigh Ride, very clean copy. They're usually not like this clean. I was never able to get into Mountain for some reason. Of course I like their hits and stuff, but I just couldn't get into it. I threw this record on, and it was just perfect. Like it was perfect for my mood in that moment, and I was like, wow, I really got to throw my Mountain records on again. Now we're gonna move out of the classic rock stuff and go into the funk and soul type things. I got this stuff either from that guy's basement or found it in a box on Facebook Marketplace. The Leon Thomas album. This is so strange. This album is like great jazz funk, reaching into the avant-garde type realm, but doing it just in the right way. This track's composed by Pharoah Sanders on here and stuff like that. So if you know Pharoah Sanders, you kind of know what you're expecting, but it's not quite as out there, I don't think. He has this very unique style of scatting. It's like a traditional African type thing. On first listen, it absolutely just completely throws you for a loop. You're like, what the heck is he doing? You know, and it really like made me laugh. You know, it sounded like really, it was just funny. You know, I was listening to it with my mom, and she was just, we were dying. Like it was really funny, but it's awesome. It's so cool. Like it's great what he's doing. It's just so out there. I kept saying, you know, if I saw this in concert, I would be just all for it. Like this is great. And the record really grows on you, and it's fascinating. It's amazing. Yeah, this is an original press on Flying Dutchman. Not a very expensive Flying Dutchman release, but honestly, I'm trying to collect everything on Flying Dutchman. It is such a great label. If you're into that funk soul avant-garde type stuff, there's a lot of that on this label. But yeah, I highly recommend this album if you're into weird things and you like weird music, because this is great. This is another one from Facebook Marketplace. Gabor Szabo, The Sorcerer. This is absolutely fantastic. I've been looking for. He has an album called Dreams, which is amazing. It's probably within my top 10 once. This is a great jazz record. Came out in '67, or yeah, recorded in '67 or something. It's like guitar jazz, but he's from Hungary, so there's like a huge Eastern influence there, obviously. But yes, side one is great. When you drop the needle on side two, it feels like psychedelic jazz. I know that's not really probably the correct way to describe it, but that's what it feels like. And I love it. Absolutely. Another really cool one. James Brown, Live at the Apollo, Volume 2. I used to have a completely trashed copy of the first Live at the Apollo. So I purged it, and yeah, this is a decent copy of this. I mean, good as James Brown records usually get. This really marks James Brown's move into the sort of funk realm, and it's a very early example of funk. But yeah, once you get to side two of this, there's like a medley of songs, and it is just, you know, it really is pushing right into the funk, like right over the funk line. And it's wonderful. This is a double album, and I feel like some of the tracks, you know, it would have been great if I was there, but some of the ballads kind of go on forever. I feel like, I know you're missing like his whole stage presence when you're just listening to the record, but that's my only complaint. It's great funk soul, otherwise. This one came from my local honey hole. I've seen it there multiple times, and I just never picked it up because, you know, I was buying other stuff, and this cover wasn't that nice, and the disc isn't like perfect or anything. But this time I went in, didn't really see anything new because I had just been in there like a couple days before. But yeah, decided I'd walk out with this. Gary Bart's Music is My Sanctuary. Um, yeah, this exceeded my expectations in every way. I didn't know what to really expect. I knew it was gonna be like a jazz funk type thing. Um, it's just amazing funk. This just blew me away, honestly. I highly recommend, if you ever see this album, pick it up. Um, this is phenomenal. But yeah, he has a ton of other records that I'm definitely looking out for. But yeah, I'm looking out for an upgrade of this. But super glad I picked up on that. It's another one I picked up from the Honey Hole. Funkadelic. Let's Take It to the Stage. This is a really good one. I just purged some of my Funkadelic stuff. Because I just found myself not really listening to it. But I picked up on this one because why not? You know, it was a great deal. And yeah, it's really good. Really, really enjoyed it. It's a bit out there, but yeah, I think this is towards the end of like the great Funkadelic records. I'm probably gonna get bombarded with people who disagree with me. Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed this one. The cover artwork is, I mean, worth the price of admission alone. I mean, look at this. It's so cool. I'll pull up the gatefold. Why not? I haven't been pulling out the albums. Come on. Like, that's just amazing. And the inside too, like, fantastic. But yeah, this was a really great one. Definitely staying around. Wonderful stuff. This next one I totally forgot that I got. I haven't put it on the turntable yet, but there's a reason for that, which I will show you. Funkadelic, America Eats Its Young. I saw this in the marketplace lot, and my jaw dropped because it wasn't in the pictures. I was like, holy crap. I'm so excited to bring this home and play it. But, unfortunately, I'll take out disc 1 for you. It is, like, horribly heat damaged. Like, this record's not even a circle. I know it's probably not coming across well, but this is unplayable, which sucks. But you can play disc 2, which I haven't got around to yet because I was really disappointed on the first disc. But yeah, I mean, I sampled it a little bit because I was like, oh, mad, you know? And from what I heard, just phenomenal. But yeah, I'm gonna have to play it. I don't know why I haven't played the disc 2 yet. Probably because I'm a little bitter about it. But yeah, might make like a super sick record bowl out of the first disc. You know, that would probably make some people pretty mad. I'm looking online for a copy that has either a wrecked cover or no cover. And if you have one, if you have even just disc 1, I would be very happy to have it. Another great funk and soul record, Ahmad Jamal 73. Incredible. This is one of my favorite of the funk and soul in this entire stack. It's Fender Rhodes keyboard type stuff. So if you like that sound, this record is full of it. This is not the cleanest copy by any means, but plays through, and I don't really mind. It sounds great. This record has never been repressed. I believe either something happened to the rights or something happened to the master tapes. But yeah, the only way to get this on vinyl is the original copy, which I love stuff like that. I just think it adds like a coolness factor to it. But yeah, this is absolutely incredible. If you ever see this record, pick it up. Just great. Another one, I was so excited to see this in the stack. Nina Simone, Silk and Soul. I just got one of her other records, but it was one that was like a set of demos that the record label just threw out there. This is a real Nina Simone album, and it is just fantastic. She is really creeping up there, one of my favorite soul jazz artists. Soul doesn't get much better than this. Really, really incredible stuff. Highly recommend anything by Nina Simone. This is another cool Flying Dutchman release. Skull Session by Oliver Nelson. First, again, this cover. absolutely fantastic. I mean, come on. You got the skull on the back here. But yeah, this is like a big band jazz funk record, which is very interesting. I'm not normally into the more big band type stuff, but this one is very funky, and it's very, very good. Really, really enjoyed it. Marvin Gaye, Trouble Man, just one I didn't have yet, and I mean, it's an essential, right? You gotta have a copy of it. Not the cleanest. I'll get an upgrade one day, but yeah, come on. Another great one, JB's Doing It to Death. Was so excited when I pulled this out. This is a pretty nice copy. Fantastic funk. I mean, you gotta get it if it's anything James Brown related. The JBs were like James Brown's backing band, and they were, I mean, they're, behind his entire sound. So, you know it's gonna be great. But this is fantastic. Loved it. This one was really cool. I wasn't gonna keep this over my copy. This is just Parliament, the Clones of Dr. Funkenstein. I got a copy of this for like $5 at a flea market a long time ago. And this one was like, this one's not really that much cleaner than my copy. But I was cleaning it, getting ready to maybe price it up. And I pulled the disc out and I saw promotional copy, not for sale. Yeah, this is a promo, which is super sweet. Don't we all love just promotional copies of stuff? But yeah, I got a lot of promos in this stack, which is sweet. Otis Redding, Otis Blue. This is up there in my top 10 favorite records ever made. And I purged my copy because it was like so wrecked. But I found this in a $3 bin in one of the record stores that I like to go to. And it is a pretty dang nice 65 mono press. Yeah, what is there to say about this record? I mean, it's just incredible. Like, soul music in general, just doesn't get better than this. This is a 5-star record, and just one of my absolute favorites of all time. This next one, found in another one of my local honey holes. As you can see, got it for $8. I like to keep the sticker on if I got like a really good deal on it. Your Funny Moods by Skip Mahoney and the Casuals. This is a local DC soul record, and it's a pretty decent copy on this cool DC International label. Yeah, this is a really, really nice soul record. I've got to play it a few more times. Played it a couple times, and I really enjoyed it. It's nothing like absolutely mind-blowing, but it's a really good soul record. And if you're ever in the DC area and you find one of these, I recommend it. It's a really good album. This next one I found in the basement, and I don't even know what possessed me to look this up, but it looked kind of cool. I knew it was like a dance record, but yeah, now I'm on the lookout for stuff on this label. Jazz in the Sun with Nilo Toledo, or Nilo Toledo. I don't know. But basically, I'm pretty sure this record is like his dance routine. But it's great jazz funk. I wasn't expecting to like this as much as I did. I'm very confused as to what this is. I don't know if it's a compilation. Like if they had like a bank of songs and they just could pick which ones they want for their dance routine from this label, or I don't know. I think the reason why I like wanted to bring this home, it opens up with like Ain't No Sunshine. It's got some great songs on it, but that version of Ain't No Sunshine is on another record that's on this label, and it's the exact same song. And they do It Till You're Satisfied, which is BT Express. I'm pretty sure it is just the BT Express version that's like cut in some way. So if anyone knows what this is, if this is like original recordings, or if this is like just pulled from a sound archive or something. Um, Let me know, because I'm very interested to learn about this. I don't really know anything about it, and I haven't really been able to find anything too much about it. I guess I haven't looked that hard, but yeah, I've been playing this and enjoying it. It's good stuff. And these last records are the ones that you've all been waiting for. Getting into the psych realm, a couple classic records, but the last three here were all in my top 10 once video, I'm pretty sure. Which is insane. I've just got them in the last month. Coriel, Larry Coriel. This record is absolutely incredible. And it's not like overly expensive. It's like $20, I think. But yeah, this is psychedelic jazz type music. It's like a mixture of the two. Definitely leans heavy on the psych stuff. If you're into psych, you'll like this one. If you're into jazz, maybe not as much, but still stuff that you'll enjoy. But it's really got goes into hard rockin' elements. The jam with Albert is just phenomenal. Highly recommend picking this one up if you ever see it. Coriel, great stuff. This next one was a gift. My brother went on a trip to Japan for his birthday, and which is already, that's sick. But yeah, I told him, hey, if you ever find yourself in a record store, look out for a couple records. And he was nice enough to spend the time and pick this one up for me. Rubber Soul, Japanese press. The mint condition. I think this is a 73 or 74 or something like that. But yeah, he brought this home, and I was just absolutely thrilled. I have like a 76 UK press that I haven't gotten rid of yet, because it was one of the first records I ever bought. I have like a vivid memory of buying my first copy of Rubber Soul, because I wanted it so bad, and I didn't want the US copy. And actually one of the first ones I came across was a UK copy, which is just right place, right time type thing. But yeah, this sounds great. Love it. It's got the Obi, it's got the lyric insert, all that good stuff. I have a very special connection to this record, so super, super happy to have this. I mean, come on. These last four are all from eBay, but we got another really cool Beatles release here. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This is a first Australian mono. It's super cool, and I really wanted it when I saw it pop up on eBay, because it uses the exact same stampers as the first UK press, and it sounds phenomenal. It's just great. This was described as VG+, and it is not at all a VG+. It's just, you see that. Yeah, so I got a refund on it to a price that I'm fine with paying. I was pretty upset when I got this. It kind of sucked, but it plays through pretty well. You get some distortion and stuff like that, but yeah, this is it's just really cool to have one on the Parlophone label and in mono, and it uses the same stampers. I'd love to get a UK mono coming up here one of these days. Another thing, these weren't even mentioned in the listing. This has got the inner sleeve, which, for one, that's already amazing. Never seen a copy with that. And it's got the insert with none of the cutouts cut out. Yeah, these were a shock to pull out. Really, really cool. It's got this bending type thing, water damage or whatever. But man, I was like, wow, that's so cool. First Australian mono. I can complain about the condition, but I can't complain about the sound quality or anything like that. Wonderful stuff. This next one, I think, was number 2 or number 3 on my one list. One popped up on eBay, and it was in good shape, and I was like, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna really regret not buying this if I pass up on it. Kevin Ayers, Joy of a Toy. I think this is one of my favorite albums of all time. And I don't know why, because it's so weird. Um, it's definitely one that takes many listens to get. Uh, but for some reason, I was just so into it. You know, I streamed this hundreds of times. It just has this. It just has this perfect vibe to it that fits a certain mood that I have just perfectly. Um, but yeah, if you don't know, Kevin Ayers was a member of the Soft Machine. He's only on the first record, but he was, they toured with Jimi Hendrix and stuff, and he was a bit disillusioned with the whole music scene, I believe, and he was gonna quit music. And Jimmy gave him a guitar, told him to keep writing songs. This has the entire Soft Machine crew on it. It's got Mike Rattledge, it's got um, Robert Wyatt, um, but it just flows so beautifully, and it's just, I mean, the songwriting is just so amazing. He delivers the songs in this weird sort of like talking style. He doesn't really like sing. I don't know how to describe it. It's not like the way Bob Dylan does it. Like he kind of just he's a very smooth voice and it comes out. Um, but it's just phenomenal. I mean, you got my favorite track on here. I can't really pick, but Town Feeling is one of them. Um, one of the best parts of this record is the oboe, which is like it's a weird, thing to enjoy, but this is just a genius. He's just a genius. I mean, this is genius in songwriting, in arranging, in everything. Um, the only track I'm not a huge fan of is Ole Ole Bandu Bandong, which is Malay, for something. I tried to translate it and I couldn't uh, figure out what that meant. That is probably the most out there track on here. The rest are just on the line of what I think is perfect and what I think is weird enough to be like to recognize that it's strange. Um, if that makes any sense, this is a really nice original US copy, like a really solid VG. And yeah, I just couldn't be happier. I mean, I played this every day for weeks. You know, it's just really one of my favorite records of all time, and I'm just so happy to have this in my collection. This next one is a pretty big one. Would be bigger if it weren't for the condition, which is not very good. Um, but again, I got a refund on it because it was described as like VG. I posted this one on my Instagram story, so some of you have probably seen it. But here are the Sonics. Yeah, it's an original mono for 65. I don't even know what to say about this record. It's like punk rock. This is the beginning of punk rock. Uh, just heavy, hard hitting, distorted, screaming madness. Opens up with The Witch, which is one of their classic tracks. And this one's been getting a lot of playtime here too. But yeah, you can see this is absolutely wrecked. Like, this was described as VG. It said like several light marks or something. It's covered. This is like in bad shape. But it's a strong player. Plays really well. This is probably one of the greatest garage rock records out there. And again, just the beginning of punk in general. I mean, these tracks are so in your face, and it's not about, they aren't the best musicians or anything, but it's all in the attitude. And they played this with such attitude, like ridiculous. Every single song is a hit. They kind of have that like 60s R&B type thing that a lot of bands were doing at this time, but they were just so much better at it. In the way of their attitude is how I like to describe it. But it's got songs like The Witch, obviously, Do You Love Me, Boss Hoss, so good, Psycho, Strychnine, oh my god, absolutely incredible. I mean, I'd love to get a copy of Boom and introducing the Sonics and stuff. But, you know, I'm still happy with this copy. I got a very good deal because, again, I got refunded. I wouldn't have bought it if I knew it was in this shape. But, yeah. Sweet. I mean, just incredible. This last one is a mega grail. I mean, this is like the top of everyone's list. Certainly the top of mine. I've owned 2 reissues of this because I didn't think that I'd have an original anytime soon. This popped up on eBay. It was advertised as the 77 reissue, but it's not. They had pictures of the dead wax. You could read clearly that it wasn't. Psychedelic sounds of the 13th floor elevators. This is a 67 stereo, and it's clean. It is so clean. Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say? I've been struggling, I'm sure everyone is, to find like a good sounding reissue of this, because I believe all the elevator stuff, the tapes were lost in a fire or something. So everything's from a needle drop nowadays, or from copies or something. I don't know. But yeah, the only way to get these mixes is to get these original pressings. And I guess this isn't technically the first press. You know, the first press is the mono 66 one. But how could I complain? I mean, I'd get goosebumps holding this record. This is one that I just never, ever thought I would own when I started collecting. And I have it, you know, I'm holding it, and it's clean. It's a nice copy. Like, my God. And I mean, just, obviously, in terms of psychedelic records, this is up there with the greatest ever made. You know, it could be the greatest ever made, depending on who you ask, depending on what day you ask me, I would tell you that. The songwriting is amazing. It's just, I mean, what is there to say that hasn't been said? This is psychedelic rock. You know, if you look at this cover, come on. I put this on the turntable, and it just takes me to another world. And I know I've said that before, but there's not really many records that do that for me as much anymore. Which I really gotta start putting more focus into the music when I'm putting a record on. Because sometimes I'll put a record on and do something else, you know. But this one just commands your attention, and you can't do anything else when you're listening to it other than just listen, because it's just amazing. I mean, I've heard this record, you know, hundreds, if not 1,000 times at least, and it's always new and refreshing. And I mean, like, just to have an original or close to original copy like this, you know, I can't believe I own this. I mean, this is just amazing. I wasn't expecting to find this anytime soon. But yeah, I got a crazy deal on this on eBay, and definitely done with eBay, probably for as long as I can be, maybe the rest of the year, who knows. But yeah, I mean, I know I've said this a million times. I can't believe I own this. I can't believe I have such a nice copy. And the sound quality is just, you can't beat an original pressing with this record. Fantastic. That's it for this set of finds. I know this video went on for very long, but I had a huge stack. I actually have more, even, that I couldn't even show because they're, you know. But, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate all of you. Thanks for your patience on this video coming out. I know it's been like 4 or 5 weeks, which is pretty long for me, but I've been caught up in a lot of stuff. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.